Hi guys, it's Freddy here, back on the desktop with another retro RPG, and this week I would like to present this Shadowrun DMZ, Downtime Militarized Zone, a 1990 skirmish system for the Shadowrun game. Shadowrun's one of my favorite games, kind of, for anybody who doesn't know, it's kind of fantasy Cyberpunk. Basically, it's taking elves, dwarves, orcs, and trolls into a cyberpunk world. I really like the concept. It's perhaps not the way I'd have done it, because in Shadowrun, it's magic returned to current day, and humans started becoming elves and dwarves and orcs and trolls, and dragons started dragging themselves out of the ground. Whereas I might have done it as if it was Middle-earth, but they'd developed technology. I think that would have been an interesting direction to take in it. But Shadowrun went down their ones, which makes it a recognisable world. All the world's cities are there. You just need to change them slightly to account for new occupants and the new world order. When wizards are hurling fireballs, people are cybernetically enhanced, and some people are 9-foot-tall trolls. Let's have a look at the back of the box, though. It's a little bashed. This is where De Profundis was squashed in, where I found it. This was the game I was actually going to do that week. Shadowrun Downtown Militarized Zone. Across the deserted plaza, you see the gang moving. In spite of the darkness, you see them clearly, the light amplifiers in your cybernetic eyes magnifying the ambience over 1,000 times. Welcome to the party, you murmur to your companions. The silence of the night is shattered by gunfire as you cut down 3 of the advancing marauders. Jackie, the mage in your party, gestures oddly, and suddenly mystic energy streaks outward. With a loud crump, 3 parked cars behind the gang explode into fiery chaos, throwing the remaining members to the ground. DMZ is a game of street combat set in the near future. Quick combat resolution and movement systems make battles move along, whether the fight is on motorcycles or on foot, whether it's fought with magic, automatic weapons, or physical combat. DMZ is a great introduction to the Shadowrun universe, will stand alone as a board game. It can be used as a fast-moving substitute for the combat system in the Shadowrun role-playing game. DMZ contains everything you need to take to the streets, 12 beautifully painted full-colour maps of the downtown area show offices, apartments, mall areas, and more. Over 60 full-colour playing pieces add to the realism of street combat, also included 16 stands to hold the playing pieces rulebook and 2 dice. That's a little bit of a lie, as we'll see once we open, because there aren't that number of maps in there. And it's also a bit of a lie to say that it can be used as a fast-moving substitute for the combat system in the Shadowrun role-playing game. DMZ is not really compatible with a role-playing game. They're similar, and it includes every template out of the role-playing game, but they're not the same. If you try and convert a Shadowrun character across into DMZ, they will turn out not great, and they will be killed easily. And likewise, if you take DMZ characters across into Shadowrun, they're weak in different ways. But let's open the box up. So inside we have a rulebook, which we'll be spending most of our time with. Archetypes, which we'll look through. A receipt, very faded. This was purchased on the 25th of the 4th, 1991 at 2:31 in the afternoon, and I spent, I believe, $28.97 on it, but that could be wrong. It's very faint indeed. We've got some maps here. It's very odd because it said the combat will be in the streets, but this is, I don't know, shops or something. Got a very large map there. We have a smaller map of some buildings. Now, DMZ uses these little stars to measure. So a gun will be able to shoot 15 stars. And you measure them out that way. And you'll be able to move 5 stars or whatever. But we'll come back to that. We have... Notice it was saying we were fighting in the streets. This looks like a couple of houses. Not looking like streets. An office block. Yep, cubicles. Office. What do we have here? Restaurant. Cubicle hotel. That looks like a restaurant of some kind. Guitar there. Walkway. Pole dancing? I don't know. Does it say in the corner? Just building sheet. Couple of very rundown places, probably in the Barrens. Convenience store and a warehouse. Not much street combat yet. Not much room for motorbikes like shown on the cover here. Motorbike. Where are you going to put them in a store? I'm not sure what that place is supposed to be at all. Are these toilets? Nope, can't make much sense of that building. Aha, a scrapyard and workshop. And then we have lots and lots of cards of grey mistiness for you to plant your own things on. We have a note inside. Note to the buyer. Though the back of the DMZ box you've just purchased says there are 2 full-colour maps, there are in fact 8 colour regular-sized full-colour maps and 1 jumbo map included with this game. The back of the box is incorrect. You are not missing anything, except, of course, immense fun if you haven't yet begun playing. Well, of course, if you're opening up the box and you've just found this, you haven't started playing. That's terrible. We've got a mail order sheet with all the wonderful things which were out. Phaser stuff. Oh, the Star Trek there. In the new Star Trek Next Gen font. Star Trek Next Gen Enterprise Blueprints. I have a box set, but I never had those ones. And we have the counters. Some have fallen out. We've got some dragons, some wolves, characters, motorbikes which are smaller than people. Some elementals there. These are the various Shadowrunners out of the rulebook. I recognise them. A gargoyle there, a bear. Some tokens, some more tokens and some spell tokens. I want to put that back in before it totally fragments. And my dice. We've got 2 dice in here. And we've got the bases for you to stand up your characters in. You break those apart. You slip in your Troll Street Samurai. And if he's riding a bike, you put it in there. Now, I will bring us back to somebody riding a bike, someone on the back. Tiny bike gets clipped in front of character. Lies. Anyway, let's put these back in and get the box out of the way. My tiny desk is working against me with these big box sets. And let's have a look through the rulebook. So inside, tells you how to put the characters together, critter counters, door window closed counters. There they are. See the lies, you put your motorbike in the front. Reaction arc counters. Preparing to play. Sequence of play. So we've got the rules here, which bear no resemblance to Shadowrun. These are the ranges in dots. So a pistol can go up to 25 of those dots. If I quickly grab one of the maps again. So an assault cannon has 650 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So basically, your assault cannon can shoot anything on the map from anywhere on the map. Because even this massive one, when folded out, is not 650 dots across. most of the pistols and things. That was 12 to cross one of the segments, the A4 sized pages, 25 for a holdout pistol, a tiny little pistol, not much bigger than your hand. Any decent weapon goes absolutely miles. 50 for a shotgun? Strikes me as a shotgun should not be that well ranged. Block line of sight, cover, reaction fire, rates of fire, thrown weapons, condition monitor, armor. Basically, it does have everything out of Shadowrun, it's just not quite compatible. We've got all the spell lists here for combat, non-combat spells, clairvoyance. Do we have any not really useful ones? No, these are all the combat spells. Got rules for motorcycles, but no other vehicles. Got the stuff for the critters here, so we can have stats for an Eastern Dragon or Western Dragon. Lovely artwork. Gargoyles, ghouls. Information about shadowrunning and how to convert them. How to play the game. The timeline explaining the world. Where are we? 2019. Nothing happens in 2019. What happened in 2016? US President John Garrity, I guess, was elected. US President William Jarman issues the infamous Resolution Act sanctioning the extermination of all Native American tribes. Doesn't sound that unusual. Sounds like it could happen. Got a list of all the weapons. Detailing what's happening on the maps. Motion point, +1 motion point to cross. So the maps all have different terrain. Assume dots are on desk, so you can ride your motorcycle across a desk. And then we've got the archetypes, which basically are everything you could find in virtually any source book or rule book for Shadowrun at the time. So, leader of the Ancients gang, street mages for the Ancients, bodyguards, bounty hunters, corporate scientists and security, deckers, elven hitmen. Now, a lot of this artwork had been seen before, but a lot of it was new. Government agent, Humanist Polyclub, the Ku Klux Klan of the Shadowrun world. Mercenary, mafia soldier. Again, lovely ink drawings here. Pedestrians, rockers, shamans. And I'm flicking through pages because it's just pages of different. And then at the end we've got some scenarios. Objective. Team A wants to take out Team B. Team B wants to prevent that. Back in the shack. So a Stuffer Shack fight. The famous combat from the original Shadowrun rules, the Stuffer Shack. Special rules. Objective. The objective is senseless mayhem. In and out, so an attack on a corporate compound. And streets on fire. Objectives. Eliminate thy opponent. And some stat sheets. So, in Shadowrun, you tended to use buckets of dice system. So, your stats would be 3, and you would roll 3 dice for that stat. As you can see, unarmed 18, you're not rolling that many dice. This is not really that compatible with the system at all. But it's nice. It's kind of a fun thing to own. As you can see, I've never taken the tokens out, but I've played a friend's copy because we had so many Shadowrun players in the group that we ended up with about 5 copies of this. Mine was one of the fortunate ones which never got used. So, that's Shadowrun DMZ, Downtown Militarized Zone. I will close the box again and end this video. As always, thank you very, very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like at all what we are doing. But most of all, you look after yourself, and I'll catch you later. Bye.